It's time for baseball on MLB Network. Lots of pink all around for this Mother's Day matchup between the New York Yankees and the Tampa Bay Rays. The Yankees are looking to collect their 8th win in a row next. Blake Snell is ready to go as he'll be on the hill for Tampa Bay. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, this guy pitched well his last one, getting through 7 innings in his last start. We'll see if he can turn in another quality start and pick up the win in this one also.
Into the box now, DJ LeMahieu, and we are ready for some daytime baseball.
For the Yankees, the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Underway now in the Sunday finale as the first pitch today is taken for strike one. And guys, the Rays, as they begin play here this afternoon, they've been fairly punchless of late, losing last time out and in fact dropping 6 of their last 7. And he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. Breaking ball, strike 3 called as he drops in a beauty there, and that's the first out of the afternoon. With that, here's a look at the Yankees starting lineup. Dan, who do we keep an eye on?
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on DJ LeMahieu. He's hitting over 350 in road games coming into this one, and it just seems like he comes ready to play. Maybe he really likes sleeping in hotels, or maybe he thrives off taking it to the home crowd. But whatever it is, it's working this year.
And that'll bring up Gleyber Torres. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he fouls this one off. The windup and the 0-1. And a fastball swung on and hit to second. Wendell has it, and that's the second out.
Not a lot you can do with that pitch. That fastball just ate him up inside and gets the soft grounder for the out.
Stepping in, David Rosario. He's hitting at a 500 clip in the series coming into this one. 5 hits in 10 tries. First pitch on its way. Slider finds the zone for a strike. Time for a look at our umpires in this one. Behind the plate is James Kingsley.
Dan, I know I was an offensive player, but I'm okay being a pitcher's umpire. If you're going to consistently pound that outer half, James Kingsley's usually going to give it to you.
Hey, listen, there's a reason why the pitchers throughout the league, they call him the...
And he dives to make a spectacular catch. What a play there to end the inning. Maybe a rug burner too after that one as we get another look at it here. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Jay Happ, a southpaw from Illinois, gets the starting call in this one. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, this guy's had a real solid season up to this point. ERA under 3.5, which is saying something in these high-scoring games we see now in the game of baseball. This guy knows how to pitch, and if he's on, he knows how to minimize the damage. He'll be fun to watch in this one.
And that'll bring up Joey Wendell. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. First delivery to him on the way. Is put in play to the right side of the infield. LeMahieu scoops it up. Throw to first is in time for the first out. And with that, a look at the Rays lineup card in this one. Thoughts, Dan? Who stands out?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to watch Kevin Kiermaier. He's hit in 8 straight games right now. Talk about fun to watch. Putting together a single here, a double there, doing all the things you need to do to keep this streak alive.
So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Matt Duffy comes off an 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Now a ball lined to the left side, but this will be a foul ball. Didn't quite catch the zone there. Ball one. On the ground to the right side. And he'll take it onto the bag himself. 2 gone now here in the first.
Batting third, no outfielder, Tommy Pham.
Digging in, Tommy Pham. First cuts for him here with the bases open and 2 away. Smoked on the ground left side. Played on the backhand. And the throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, and he's safe at first.
Man, errors are never welcome, but to make one with 2 outs in the first is especially painful. Now your pitcher has to make extra throws, and that could make the difference in how long he lasts in this game.
So it's a runner at first as a result of the throwing error. And coming forward, the veteran outfielder, Avisail Garcia. And a fastball's in there for strike 1. Pham leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning. Swing and a miss, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Tampa. We are still scoreless. Here's big Aaron Judge. First shot for him here. 2 hits and 5 trips a night ago. Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch. Second inning starts with a fastball that misses. It's 1-0. Good fastball down around the knees there, taken for a strike. And it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Aaron Judge. Late making contact on that swing, and will do it again on 1 and 2. The 1-2. And another foul ball.
I know he fouled that pitch off right there, but he was definitely out in front. He was cheating to a heater, no question about it.
The 1-2. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. And now it'll rattle up against the wall. And the Yankees are in business here. It's a leadoff double. So quickly into scoring position here following the opposite field double. And his total currently best on the ball club through these first 6 or so weeks of the young season. At the plate, Giancarlo Stanton. And there's a look at his home and road splits so far this year. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Now an off-speed pitch gets the outside. It's a called strike.
Well, if you could throw it for a strike consistently, a first pitch changeup is effective. Hitters are almost never looking for it.
Here's the 0-1. Checked his swing there. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. Ball 1. The 1-1 home. There's a swing, and he sends a ball high in the air into left field, and it's gone. A long 2-run homer off the bat of Giancarlo Stanton. Home run number 15 for him thus far, and this is now a 2-0 lead for the Yankees.
I think it's time to start pitching around this guy. He's hit 3 home runs already in this series. I'm not sure what more they need to see, but this is not the guy I want to be pitching to right now.
Digging in now for the Yankees, Gary Sanchez. And you see what he's done in recent action. Obviously seeing the ball well right now. Here's the first pitch to him. Hit pretty well out toward right center field. On the move is Garcia. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
All right, let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays on defense. And guys, the things I want you to focus on today, one of them being this manager loves to shift. He has the pitching staff to trust to be able to manipulate his defense to try and get as many outs and play the numbers as much. As he can.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1. Still only 1 out in the inning. Squared that one up just a little late.
He was able to foul that one off, but you could tell he was definitely late. That breaking ball, the pitch before that heater right there, definitely threw his timing off.
Takes this the other way to right. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. And now time will be called here as you see the pitching coach making his way out to the mound to pay a quick visit. Here's Didi Gregorius. Previous history with Blake Snell. Just a 2 for 14 line, so advantage pitcher here. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And a fastball just misses for ball 1. This is hit pretty well out to left field. Pham going back on it, and this ball is gone. No chance to make a play on that one. It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left. 8th home run on the season for him. As the Yankees start to pull away a bit, it's now 4-0.
You could see here that he tried to stay away from him, attacking the outer half of the plate, but he reached those arms and had enough power to go oppo bomb. That's a great swing of the bat right there.
Here's Miguel Andujar now. He's got hits in each of the last 5 ball games.
The designated hitter, Miguel Andujar.
First offering on its way. First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike.
This is a situation where you almost have to play mind tricks on yourself if you're out there on the mound. 4 runs have come across already this inning, but now the bases are empty. He's not in danger anymore, so he's just got to tell himself he's doing fine, and he just needs to get this inning over with.
Behind 0-2 now. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And a check swing. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. It's ball 1. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. 4 runs here in this half inning. Hit on the ground toward the left. Backhanded. Throw just does beat him to the bag, as that was pretty close. Well, it certainly was a bang-bang play, so no surprise here that they're giving it another look, and they may decide to challenge the call on the field.
Well, I think we're going to have to wait and see what the word is from the dugout, but here's another look at it. Wow. Tough to tell if he was out for certain from that angle. I can see why this was a really tough call for the umpire.
And indeed, they will elect to challenge the call. So the umpires on replay duty in Manhattan will review the play from all available angles to come to a final decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Yankees are challenging the
All right, we'll take
play.
one last look at it here. The question is there enough video evidence to change the call to safe? And wow, from that look at it, I think he did beat that throw. This challenge might work out for him.
The decision appears to have been made, and the runner is safe, so the call is overturned. Good challenge there, and they'll maintain the right to do so again later in the game if needed.
First base has been overturned, and the batter ruled safe.
Here's the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. Now a ball lined to the left side. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Hit on the ground out to short. Adames scoops it up to second for 1. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. So 4 runs in the inning, and they come on the strength of the 2 big flies. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2. The Yankees are out in front, 4-0. Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. He'll get us going here in the bottom half of the second.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
Left side, Torres scoops it up. And the inning begins with a quick out number 1.
All right, boys, let's take a look at how the Yankees are setting up on defense today. And guys, what I want you to focus on today is this is one of the new age teams in the game that really rely on statistics and the numbers. And the numbers tell them that they're a better team defensively, moving guys around and shifting as much as they can.
Swing and a ball pulled hard down the line in left. And he will run this one down. A good read off the bat for the second out.
Batting 7, the center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier.
Standing in, Kevin Kiermaier. And he's seen his numbers on the rise here over the last 5 games or so. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Here's a strike with the breaking ball. And that misses downstairs for a ball. 1-1. Now the 1-1 pitch. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. The 1-2. Hit to first. Rosario is there, and he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Down in order go the Rays. They're down 4-0. Into the box, Torres, as we are all set to begin the 3rd inning in this one.
Even though they're up by a boatload early on in this one, you can't get complacent and get lazy. They got to keep the gas pedal down because this team that they're playing can strike and score a lot of runs too.
Hit in the air down the right field line, and no one will track it down. The windup and the 0-1. Here's a late swing and a miss, strike 2.
I think getting the leadoff man in every inning is important as a pitcher. When you're coming off an inning that you really labored through, it makes all the difference mentally.
Swing and a screamer, but this one's not going to stay fair.
When you have 2 strikes on you as a hitter, if you get something that you can handle, you have to find a way to do some damage with it. That was a missed opportunity.
Checked his swing there. Did he go around? No, says the first base umpire. Ball 1. The 1-2. Hit hard but foul to the left, and they'll try it again.
That wasn't a terrible pitch right there, but if he's going to execute and get this swing and a miss, he's going to have to get that ball a little bit further down, maybe even potentially bounce the next one.
And that misses 2-2. A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. To short, hit hard. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. And with one away, time for a check of the standings in the American League East as you get a look at where these two teams find themselves entering play. Next for New York, David Rosario, 0 for 1 here in the early going. First pitch of the at-bat. Fouled off.
He wasn't fooling anybody with that fastball. He barreled it up nice right there. He's just got to find a way to keep it fair.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Another one fouled off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Oh, look out. Hot shot to third, and there are two away.
The right fielder, number 99, Aaron Judge.
So now it'll be the four-hole hitter, Aaron Judge. He scored a run after stroking a double in his first at-bat.
Well, he got a good pitch to hit last time up. Looked for it up in the zone and didn't miss it. Those are the pitches you only get maybe once an AB, maybe once a game, maybe once a week. So he certainly capitalized on it last time.
And boy, this at-bat is not starting off well as he's behind 0-2 now. Really tied him up on that one.
Yeah, clearly didn't recognize where that was going to end up, Matt. If I were pitching, I might go right back in there.
And the throw is in time. It's a strikeout, and the play at first goes 2-3 for good measure as the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Bombers. They lead it 4-0. Digging in, Willie Adames, and they've got some work to do early on. Down 4-0 already.
Shortstop, Willie.
And he'll take strike one on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. Hit hard on the ground towards second. LeMahieu's got it. Throw on to first in time, 1 away.
Batting ninth, the first baseman, G-Man George.
So the base is empty here with 1 away, and that brings up the corner infielder Ji-Man Choi. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Pulled toward right center field. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
Now batting, the second baseman, Joey Wendell.
In now, Joey Wendell. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. In there, 0-1. Swinging a looper to left. Stanton coming on. He's got it. A great running play, and that'll retire the side. Rays go in order 1, 2, 3. They trail here 4-0. Back with Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian, and leading off the inning, big right-handed slugger Giancarlo Stanton. Outfield shaded a bit to left center. The first pitch. High and deep to straightaway right. Back goes Garcia at the track. And this will kick off the base of the wall. And he will pull into second with a leadoff double.
When it left his bat, I thought it might squirt foul, but it hugged the line and found its way into the corner. Thought it might be a little bit closer play at second, but he cruised in there with relative ease.
In now, Gary Sanchez. As he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike one. Turned on, but that's ripped foul down the third baseline. On its way, the 0-2 pitch. Boy, tough to lay off, but he's glad he did. It's 1-2 now.
Boy, it's hard to sit on an 0-2 fastball. I think that pitch just locked him up a bit. But lucky for him, it was just a little out of the zone.
The 1-2. Swinging a ball line down in the left field corner. But this is foul near the seats. Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out. Got him with a good high fastball there. Danny, we see a lot of that pitch in strikeout situations these days. What makes it so effective?
I think, Matt, what makes it such a tough pitch is you're changing eye levels. That fastball up looks so enticing to hit that you see that ball as a hitter, you think you can drive it, but it's really hard to get on top of that good high hard fastball.
And that is into right field, a base hit. And they won't risk it at third, so they're at the corners now with only one away. They've gotten their hits in deep counts. They've gotten their hits in early counts. This has been a real onslaught.
Yeah, you can look at it one of two ways, Matty. Either they have a ton of respect for the man on the mound, and they are just going to ambush tactics, and it seems to work for them. Or you can look at it the other way. They're just getting lucky.
Fastball just inside. Perhaps he can drive another one out of the park just like he did back in the second. From the stretch. Fouled away. The 1-1. Line drive to left. And a base hit, and that'll get the run in from third.
Now batting, the designated hitter.
There's no way to sugarcoat it. It's been pretty bad for 3 1/3 innings so far. That's the 8th hit he's given up. And if he doesn't get his mind straight, he's going to be heading to the showers early.
Now the Rays manager's going to take that slow walk out toward the mound. And he's going to make a move, as that's going to be all for his starter this afternoon. So he'll exit here this afternoon to a smattering of boos after what can be described as really a subpar performance. Jake Faria answers the call from the pen here in the fourth, as they didn't get the outing they were hoping for from their starter.
Faria.
Miguel Andujar will be his first assignment here, as he'll face him with runners at first and second and one gone. First delivery to him on the way, and it's fouled away. Breaks his bat as this ball's lifted into the air. And that's going to fall for a base hit. But now a throw from the outfield will get him. How slow can you be? And he'll go ahead and take third on the fly ball to right. So he's 90 feet away now with 2 men gone.
Oh, man, I don't know how that happened. Looked to be a base hit to the outfield, but then all of a sudden the throw comes in and they get the force on the plate. To be honest, that just can't happen.
Stepping in now, DJ LeMahieu. He swings and sends it on a line to right center. And that'll get down out there. They'll cash in here as the run is in to score from third. It's a 6-0 ball game.
Now batting, the third baseman, Gleyber Torres.
Now at the plate, Torres. 2 men on, 2 away here in the fourth. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Breaking ball that drops in for a strike. The 0-1 pitch. Grounded weakly toward third. Throw on to second for the force, and the side is retired. So it's 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors in a couple. Standing in, Matt Duffy. He starts the inning, and Dan, they're down 6 in the early going. So what do they need to do to claw back into this thing?
Well, first of all, Matt, I think they need to start to get some base runners. It's hard to be patient when you're down by 6, but base runners are the key to getting back into this one.
Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2. Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning.
Well, that call looked like it was a little in the pitcher's favor, but it wasn't outrageous. Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
Standing in now, Tommy Pham, as he'll look at a fastball in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball. Changeup gets him out in front for strike 2.
1 and 2.
No runs, no hits, and no errors for Tampa Bay so far. And a fastball swung on and missed as he just reared back there. 2 away.
No better way to minimize the potential damage a cleanup hitter can do than to strike out both guys in front of him. Always a confidence boost when you can sit down the guys at the top of the lineup.
So here is Avisail Garcia, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. Line to the right side, but right there is the second baseman, and that will retire the side. Down in order go the Rays. They won't make a dent in a 6-0 deficit. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Yankees manager Aaron Boone during the break about the team's offensive performance so far. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. He said it was clear his guys were locked into their at-bats from the very first pitch. And that's something they emphasized in the pregame meetings. He's happy they got the message, as now they've gotten into the bullpen. And they put up some solid run production in the early part of this game.
All right, Heidi, thank you. Now in the box, David Rosario, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here.
Well, this isn't his more accomplished side. As a general rule, he's a much better hitter from the right side, but they're looking for him to come through here, swinging the bat left-handed.
That ball's headed for the gap in left center. He's got a base hit, possibly more. And now it'll rattle up against the wall. Boy, that line drive was a blur off the bat, which means it's definitely worth looking at on show track. And how about this for an exit velocity? 116 miles an hour. That's right up there with the fastest we've seen. Into the box, Aaron Judge, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. He's 1 for 2 in this one.
Here.
Now a drive by Judge, deep left field, and this one is gone, a home run. All rise, Aaron Judge, a 2-run shot, number 21 for him on the season, as they've widened this lead to 8 now. And as we take another look at that one on show track, the story behind that home run was speed, and the speed with which it was launched off the bat. Didn't have a ton of height on it, but 113 miles an hour, an impressive exit velocity.
For the Yankees, the left fielder,
Giancarlo Stanton now.
Stanton.
And he fouls this one off. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Back up the middle. Wendell ranging up the middle. Throw on to first. So a good comeback there as he gets the first out of the inning. So his day is fully over as you get a look at the pitching line for the Rays starter. And clearly he was off his game this evening.
One of the tough things to do when you're trying to have a good pitching performance is keep the ball in the ballpark. He was filling up the strike zone, but he did allow 2 home runs.
So digging in now, Gary Sanchez. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. And that's cut on and missed. 0-1. 8 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error on the Yankee line score so far. And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. Choi is there, 2 down.
Now batting, the center fielder, Aaron Hicks.
Coming to the plate now, Aaron Hicks. Couple of singles to his credit thus far. First pitch on its way. This is line to left. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. Yankees get a couple on the 2-run home run. On to the bottom of the 5th. It's the Yankees 8, the Rays nothing. We're back at Tropicana Field, and let's check in with Heidi Watney.
Matt, Rays manager Kevin Cash talked to me in between innings about his lineup's offensive production, and he told me he's pretty unhappy with their discipline at the plate in this one. He said their pitch selection has been the main reason for their struggles today, as far too often they've been swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. That's leading to a lot of soft contact and easy outs, so the focus going forward is on shrinking the zone and forcing the opposing pitching to throw more strikes.
Thank you, Heidi. Now at the plate, Travis d'Arnaud. He leads off in the bottom of the 5th as they look to break through on the scoreboard for the first time in this one.
Yeah, baseball is a game of adjustments, and it's time they start making some. They don't need to change their entire approach necessarily, but now is maybe when they start thinking about ways to get the guy on the mound out of his rhythm a bit.
First pitch fastball in there for a called strike. Grounded up the first baseline, but this will be a foul ball as he's behind 0-2 now. Swing and a foul tip, but that's held onto behind the plate. It's a strikeout for out number 1.
One of the toughest pitches to hit, the straight changeup, right? El Cambio. Hadn't seen it in that entire at bat. And what happens? Gets the string pulled on him right there. Had no chance to put that ball in play.
Into the box now, Daniel Robertson, as he'll take a tough pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
I gotta say, his command of the corners in this start has been pretty exceptional. He's mixed east and west really well, and it's a big reason why he's had success.
Hops this one up. That gets down, and the Rays' first hit of the game is going to be for extra bases. And he'll reach second now with 1 away.
This is the type of production they were expecting from this guy when he came to the majors a couple of years back. He looks really at ease at the plate, and that relaxed swing is getting some really good results. Good example on that double there. Always great to see a young player blossoming.
The 0-1 pitch.
Ball 1.
Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. Hit down the line at first, but a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. Here he comes on a ball and 2 strikes. Count still at 1-2. Robertson leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. Ground ball sent back up the middle, and there are 2 away now.
Now batting, the shortstop, Willie Adames.
So striding in, Willie Adames. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. A man on third with 2 down. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Stanton has a read on it, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Rays strand just the 1. They're on the short end of an 8-0 score. Ready for another shot now. Didi Gregorius. He's off to a fast start in this one. 2 for 2, including a home run. First delivery to him on the way. Fouled off. That's lifted the other way out to left. Pham has a play. 1 away.
Now batting, designated hitter, Miguel.
In now is the Yankees DH, Miguel Andujar. 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Grounded to third. Duffy over to his left. Throw pulls the first baseman off the bag.
Man, this is a perfect summary of how the game has gone for him. They haven't been able to hit, catch, or throw all game long. In fact, they should just throw a 10 over this thing because this has become a 3-ring circus.
So back to the top of the Yankee order. Digging in, DJ LeMahieu. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1. Runners on first with 1 down. Popped straight up. Garcia coming on. He can't get to it. This one's down. The throw to third. And he's safe.
Dan, this guy's on fire. I used to say all the time, it's about 150 ABs to 200 ABs where you start figuring out what type of season you're going to have. He's obviously in May, and he's on fire.
D-Row, he's been locked in from day one of this season. It's continuing right now. Anything that is around the strike zone, he feels he can get the barrel to it, and he continues to hit line drives.
Stepping in now, Torres. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Here comes the 0-1. Fouled away. Runners are at the corners with one man out. And the slider gets him swinging. 2 gone.
Well, his struggles continue. It's been a rough go of it at the plate with him, and watching this at bat, it's clear to me that his rhythm and timing, they're just all off. Even as a pitcher like I was, you can tell these things and exploit them.
In now, David Rosario, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Swing and a miss, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
Some guys have no trouble hitting with 2 strikes, and some guys never want to get there. Let's see the approach right here. I'd like to see him shorten up a little bit, maybe choke up and try and work the ball back up the middle the other way.
Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses. 1-2. The 1-2. Checked his swing there, and did he go? No, he did not, says the third base umpire. Ball 2. Looking to wiggle out of this. Here it is. Trying to go the other way. This is looped out toward third, but an easy play over at third, and that'll be that. Ji-Man Choi the next to hit. They'll start things out in their half of the 6th as they look to shake things up here for a lineup that quite frankly has been non-existent to date.
No doubt about that, Matt. They've been completely overmatched to this point. 1 hit through 5 innings. I mean, what else can you say about the pitching they faced other than it's been fantastic? We'll see if that continues as we approach the later inning.
That's inside and low. It's a ball and 2 strikes. And a slider runs away from him there, and the count levels at 2-2.
Man, this at-bat has changed quickly from 0-2 now to 2-2. A good job of plate discipline by this hitter, not chasing those pitches just off the plate.
He pulls this one into right. Judge is there, and he has it for the out.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that time.
Standing in now, Joey Wendell, as the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. And the pitch. Swung on in the dirt, strike 3. And the throw to first is there to record the second out. Up next for the Rays, Matt Duffy. Third trip to the plate for him here tonight. 0 for 2 at this point. In there for strike 1.
Hey, you can tell by the look on that manager's face, he's obviously frustrated right now. But it's a long season. You're going to have a lot of ebbs and flows with your offense. Does he take a step back and relax a little bit, or does he call a team meeting right after this one?
Behind 0-2 now.
I always say hitting's a process of elimination at the plate. I think he could go ahead and eliminate changeup. 2 in a row back-to-back. I don't think there'll be a third.
0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Little chopper back to the mound. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Make it 6 shutout innings as he continues to give them fits out there. We're through 6 full. It's the Yankees 8, the Rays nothing. Back here at Tropicana Field in St. Pete. This one pretty much all over, but the shouting as we check our game summary to see how we've gotten to where we are. Trying to pick things up where we left off. Aaron Judge. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here.
And in that last at bat, it makes you think this guy might have went up there looking for the breaking ball, because he certainly got a breaking ball and he didn't miss it. Hit it right on the screws. You could clearly see that the hitter didn't like that strike call, and his manager, he didn't like it either, as he's giving the umpire an earful from that dugout.
Hit softly on the ground to third. Duffy comes up with it, and the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
Next for the Yankees, the left fielder, Giancarlo Stanton.
Striding in once again, Giancarlo Stanton. So far 2 for 3 in this one. Here comes the first pitch. And here's a ball in the air now, carrying a bit out toward right center. There to play it is Garcia, and that becomes out number 2.
Now batting, the catcher, Gary Sanchez.
Digging in once again, Gary Sanchez. And he hasn't quite had the same fortune at the plate as many of his teammates. No hits for him so far. Line drive to left. Pham is there, and they breeze through this half inning as the side is retired. Yankees retired on just 4 pitches as it remains an 8-0 ball game. So coming to the plate, Tommy Pham. No hits to this point.
Starting to run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs as we're moving late into this one. A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally. Hey, it's really hard to pitch a gem, and what helps? This guy's first pitch strike percentage, how about 100%? Can't get any better than that.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Shoots this one over to first, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
Well, I think he got away with one right there. It was a fastball right down the middle, and he hit it hard, but he couldn't elevate it at all. Would have been a different story if he did.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Avisail Garcia. A strikeout and a line out for him so far. And he gets under this one a bit as this is lifted into center field. And Hicks will settle under this one for the second out.
Now batting, catcher, Travis d'Arnaud.
Now to the plate, Travis d'Arnaud. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. And he takes a cold strike, 0-1.
Watching him on the mound, I'm really impressed with what he's doing right now. He's been really aggressive and confident over the last couple of innings.
That's out to left. Does he have another 1-2-3 inning? He does. 8 in a row he's set down, and the side is retired. So he keeps rolling right along. Make it 7 shutout innings now. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. The Yankees lead this one 8-0. Now at the plate, Aaron Hicks. Hit the ball pretty well in his last at-bat, but it resulted in a line out.
Yeah, pretty unlucky right there, Matty. Squared up a fastball nicely, and that's all you can do. You just want to be on time for the heater, and he's prepared for this next AB.
And he waves at a curveball there. No balls and a strike. With this one almost in the books, the story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense, fellas?
Well, Matty V, I don't know what your thoughts are, D-Roll, but boy, when the weather starts to warm up and the ball starts jumping out like this, it's clear that the pitchers need to start making better pitches.
Yeah, just great approach. No one really chased today. Really stayed staunch on their ability to get that pitcher to come into the heart of the plate, and they did damage with it.
Well, talk about having a pretty special game. That's his third single of the game, D-Roll. 3 for 4, not a bad game.
Yeah, just not trying to do too much, Dan. Taking what the pitcher's giving him right here. If the fastball's away, shooting it the other way. If he's got something hanging in the middle of the plate, turning and burning a little bit. Nice execution.
Perhaps he can drive another one out of the park just like he did back in the second. The 1-0 doesn't catch the outside corner. It's a ball.
And the reason he's working away so much here is because he's got that big hole on the right side of the infield to worry about with the first baseman holding the runner on. It's always smart to pitch into the defense you have behind you.
Hitters count. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Soft liner towards short. One there, but they won't get two as he beats the relay to first.
Now that was kind of a high degree of difficulty play that time. You see the off-balance throw to second base, and he couldn't get a lot on it, but they did get the out.
Into the box now, Miguel Andujar. Adames picks it up. There's one. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. So no runs on one base hit, no errors, and no one left on. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. The Yankees lead it 8-0. To the plate now for the Rays is the DH, Daniel Robertson. He leads off their half of the 8th, and they've been unable to get that starter out of the game to this point.
Yeah, he settled in early on the mound, partly due to the lead his guys gave him to take some of the pressure off. He's taken that and pitched very effectively in this one.
The windup and the 0-1. Lined hard toward right center. He dives. Did he catch that? He did. What a play there for the first out. Into the box, Kevin Kiermaier. As he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Swing and a liner. A quick glove at third, and there are 2 gone. Time to take a look at our starter comparison to this point, and the telling numbers can be found on the left side of your screen. Zeros in the run and earned run columns. Stepping in, Willy Adames. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike. 0-1. Out in front there as this one's pulled off to the left side.
Hey, he looked like he was a little bit out in front on that breaking ball right there. The body can go a little bit. If he was able to keep his hands back a little bit, he might have been able to do some damage with that pitch.
Hit back up the middle. And that's through for a hit.
Yeah, man, he's locked in and pretty dominant since the first. So as long as he can get back in that groove with the next batter, he's not going to worry too much about it.
Digging in, Ji-Man Choi. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Ball 1. Adames is off of first with 2 away. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. 2 balls and a strike to the Rays first baseman.
Love the pitch call there. 2-0. You know the guy's geared up for a fastball, and you drop a changeup in the zone. That's going to be a tough pitch to handle.
Lifted down the line in left. And this will wind up a foul ball. 2 out with the man at first. Another 2-2 offering. Got him swinging, and that will end the inning. 1 left for Tampa. Still 8-0. So the batting order turns over now and set to go. DJ LeMahieu. Last time through was a base hit.
DJ LeMahieu.
First delivery to him on the way. Loud contact there, but it's well foul.
And when a guy starts leaving the curveball up, that's a sign he's beginning to tire a little bit out there. He's got to be able to get on top of that pitch, or he's going to start getting hurt.
And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control. 0-2.
I think it's safe to say he wasn't ready for the fastball.
Yeah, and they set him up with that curveball on the pitch before, and that one, they just blew right by him.
And they could go either way now, I suppose.
Throw on to first for the out, and that is how the 9th inning gets underway.
Next for the Yankees, the third baseman, Gleyber Torres.
So striding forward now, Torres 0 for 4 with a strikeout thus far. First pitch of the at-bat. And I'm not sure you can get fooled worse than that. It's 0-1. Boy, in a perfect spot for the splitter there. It's 0-2. Stays alive, still 0-2. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Garcia has a read on it, makes the play, and there are 2 gone now.
Up next for the Yankees, the first baseman, David Rosario.
Now at the plate, David Rosario. He's 1 for 4 for the game. First offering on its way. And he grooves the fastball there. This is hit high and deep out to straightaway center field. Kiermaier retreats to the track, and he'll put this one away. So a sigh of relief as the side is retired. So the Yanks go 1-2-3 as the lead holds at 8-0. Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Joey Wendell starting things for his side in the 9th as they face the improbable odds of trying to come back in this one.
Yeah, not a lot of hope for them at this point. These guys know these bats still count, at least for their own stats. You can't mill in your chances as a professional.
And he's able to hustle his way up to second as he'll reach here with a 2-base hit.
When you're struggling as a team to put the ball in play, every base hit is welcome, but a double will really help wake everyone up. That's just their 3rd hit of the game, but it's a good one.
In now, Matt Duffy. And hang on, it looks like a balk will be called here, and that's going to move the runner up 90 feet to third with still nobody out. Here's the first pitch to him. And that's taken for strike 1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Here comes the 0-1. Lifted down the line in left. And they do, in fact, let it land foul. Very smart. Line to the right side. A A leap, but he can't bring it down. Base hit. The runner from third comes across to score as they try and chip away at their deficit. It's now an 8-1 game.
That's a nice piece of hitting right there, Dan. He went heater up in the zone and then tried to drop the off speed, but he was on it.
Boy, Mark, that's the oldest trick in the book, right? You use one pitch to set up the other. This guy wasn't having any part of that.
Here comes the Yankee manager now up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And that will bring an end to the appearance by Jay Happ. So he'll leave after 8 strong innings as he couldn't quite make it a complete game, but he's in line for the victory nonetheless. Dylan Betances takes the ball here as he'll enter with a runner at first and nobody out.
Number 68, Dylan Betances.
Stepping in now, Tommy Pham. Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. 0-1. Here's the pitch.
That's a ball.
A ball and a strike.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
One and 2. Duffy on at first. Nobody out. Grounded back up the middle. LeMahieu's got it. He'll go to the bag for 1 on to first, and that's the very last thing they needed at this point in the ball game, as there are quickly 2 away now. Final line there for the Yankees starting pitcher. He was on point from the get-go this evening.
Superb pitching performance in this one, Matty V. 8 rock-solid innings, in line for the win. Now needs some help from the bullpen.
So base is empty now after the double play, and that'll bring forth the veteran outfielder Avisail Garcia. No balls and 1 strike. Good pitch as this is swung on and missed, and now they're down to perhaps their final strike of the evening. Tampa down to their final strike in this one.
1 ball,
and he won't offer it that. Too high. 1-2.
Decided to go with a fastball there on 0-2, but what he's trying to do with that pitch is to expand the strike zone. Maybe you get a guy to offer at it, but at the very least, it helps set up your off-speed stuff.
Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. Definitely had the distance, but it winds up a foul ball. Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. And this ball swung on and hit to center field, and this should do it. He brings it in, and the Yankees will add 1 more to their winning streak as this ball game is over.
Wow, that's 8 wins in a row, and it seems like they can't do anything wrong. When you're riding a streak like this, you eat the same food, you drive the ballpark the same way, you do everything the same because you don't want to do anything to jeopardize this streak.
8-1 is the final tonight. The New York Yankees took the lead in the 2nd inning and rode that until the very end. Jay Happ earns win number 7 on the season as he turns in 8 strong innings of work. Blake Snell struggled and gets the loss after giving up 6 earned. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian. We all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
Yankees, 8 runs on 13 hits. 1 error. They left 6 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 13 minutes. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And we remind you to please drive home safely.